Hi, good morning, my dear student. Today we are going to start your class 12th history, chapter 7, an imperial capital, Vijayanagar. In this chapter, we have already read about the history of Vijayanagar, the introductory session. I have discussed the resources we have observed. We can easily understand the history of Vijayanagar. We have also discussed about that the excavations and the place which were excavated and materials which were found on that place. We have that we can easily aware that one of the beautiful empire established in the southern part of India. Dear student, we have also discussed about the royal kings and the dynasties who ruled on the Vijayanagar. The four dynasties Sangam, Salu, Tulu, and Arivadu. These dynasties were ruled on Vijayanagar during 1336 to 70th century. These dynasties, one of the very powerful, prominent king, the Vijayanagar, that was Krishnadevaya. I have already taught you in my previous video that the opportunities of Krishnadevaya. Krishnadevaya was the prominent king as well as he was the great intellectual. The development, the political opportunities as well as his cultural opportunities is one of the lessons for the rulers who ruled on that time. Krishnadevaya invaded. He acquired a very vast land from Odisha to Goa. I mean to say the East Odisha to Goa and Odisha to Goa and Bhavani gradually expand their boundary into the southern part. The Vijayanagar Empire established on those areas where previously Hoysal and Chola king ruled. Their architectures, their sculptures that was highly influenced by the Cholas and Hoysal kings. We have find various architecture, temples, the building, royal palace, the Gopuram and Mandap. These are all the finest example of the building architectures they used in the Vijayanagar Empire. Dear student, the Vijayanagar one of the grand empire. The foreign visitors, the various inscriptions, contemporary literatures, it gives us information about the Vijayanagar. The foreign visitors, foreign travelers who explained about Vijayanagar, that Vijayanagar was a very grand city. Abdul Razak, Niccolo Conti, Barbosa, Domingo Paez, Manucci, and there are so many visitors who came Vijayanagar and having seen their architectural development, they got struck. Abdul Razak wrote about that Vijayanagar, one of the very vast city. It was greater than the Roman city. Rome में जो रोम की राजधानी है उससे बड़े हैं विजयनगर empire के साथ. And Abdul Razak explained about the location of the Vijayanagar. The fortification, that is the very important. In your exam, various time, there are questions arise. What is the fortifications? What is the meaning of it? The fortification, about fortification, the Abdul Razak and Domingo Paes describe various informations. Here, one question arises in your mind that who was Abdul Razak? Abdul Razak was the Persian ambassador who reached Vijayanagar in the court of Dev first. Having seen the Vijayanagar, he explained the Vijayanagar city. He wrote that it was very vast. His empire was very beautiful. Everything is fine in the market of the Vijayanagar. He also explained that the more than 300 ports situated in the Vijayanagar Empire. वो कहता है कि विजयनगर की साम्राज्य सीमा में 300 से अधिक पोर्ट है, 300 से ज़्यादा पोर्ट है. He also explained the trade and transportation as well as Domingo Paes, who also highly influenced the Vijayanagar city. विजयनगर सिटी के बारे में कहता है कि विजयनगर सिटी काफी बड़ा है. मैं एक पहाड़ की चोटी पे खड़ा होकर, द माउंटेन पीक पे खड़ा होकर अगर मैं उसे देखता हूँ तो उसका कुछ हिस्सा दिखाई देता है. चारों तरफ दीवारों से घिरा हुआ, ये फोर्टिफाइड है. फोर्ट के अंदर बहुत सारी झील, पाम गार्डन्स, रिजर्व, वाटर रिजर्व टैंक इज अवेलेबल देयर. Very beautiful scenery in Vijayanagar. If you observe on the top of the mountains, अगर आप माउंटेन्स के टॉप पे खड़े होकर चीजों को देखें तो आपको काफी सुंदर हरियाली दिखेगी विजयनगर में. इन चीजों का उल्लेख डोमिंगो पाएस ने किया. And here both the Abdul Razak and Domingo Paes, here Abdul Razak and Domingo Paes both explained about the fortification. Abdul Razak explained the fortification that the Vijayanagar covered from 7 walls. That is a different from the other forts. 7 दीवारों से विजयनगर की फोर्ट. In the inner part of the walls, there were the farming land, there were the gardens, there were some residential areas for the common peoples, urban core, and the royal palace in the inner core of the fort. It is explained by Abdul Razak. Here, that is the main important question which come into your mind, that why the farming land covered by the walls. Because of that, in the middle era, सारे अटैक्स होते थे और इस अटैक्स में कभी कभी ये महीनों और कभी कभी ये सालों तक घेराबंदी, आक्रमण करने वाला शासक दुर्ग को चारों तरफ से घेरे रहता था और ये घेराबंदी सालों तक कभी कभी चल जाती थी. तो महल के अंदर या फोर्ट के अंदर फूडिंग की व्यवस्था कहीं प्रभावित न हो, खाद्यान्न सामग्री की कमी न हो, इसलिए विजयनगर के शासकों ने फोर्ट के अंदर इस फार्मिंग लैंड का निर्माण कराया था. इट इज द वेरी स्टेज. द विजयनगर किंग दे वर शॉर्ट साइटेड. They know very well that if we available that facility in our fort, then we are safe from the outer forces. Vijayanagar, the major enemy of the Bahmani king. The Bahmani king, they were the Muslim sultans. I have also discussed about the Bahmani kings in my previous video. That is the quality of the Vijayanagar and their fortifications. कहता है, especially Abdul Razak explained the 3 walls. First wall के बारे में कहता है. He explained the first walls. पहले जो दीवार की सीमा है वो कहाँ तक है? He explained by the first boundary cover the farming land. Of question coming into your mind that why this farming land covered by the walls. So often the objective of the minimalist, the Sykes was stay the defenders into the submission. This size could last for the several months and sometimes even year. The situations by building the large granaries within the fortified areas. The ruler of Vijayanagar adopted a more expensive and elaborate the strategy of the protecting the agriculture belts. Second boundary, second line of the fortifications were round the inner core of the urban complex, and a third line surrounded the royal center, within which each set of the major buildings was surrounded by its own high walls. Here, clear explanation about the walls and their use in the Vijayanagar. The fort was entered through well guarded gateway. Vijayanagar, well guarded gateway that was established there, which linked the city to the major roads. Gateway 1. The distinctive architectural features that often define the structures of the which they regulated access. The arc on the gateway leading into the fortified settlements as well as the dome over the gate as typical feature of the architectures introduced by Turkish Sultanates. Art historians refer that this culture adopted by Turkish architects. If you have seen the building architecture which is excavated in the Vijayanagar, you have clearly defined that the architecture of the Vijayanagar highly influenced by Islamic art and architecture. Not only the Hindu buildings as well as the Muslim buildings. That types of art and architecture called Indo-Islamic architecture by historians. If you see the urban core, where you have seen some specific area, urban area which is situated in the northeastern portion of the Vijayanagar. It was excavated, and in the excavation, there are so many type of materials. There are so many types of woods. The masque graves that was found, particular that region, according to historian, maybe at the residential quarter of the Muslims. The Muslims, they were rich, they were prosperous. Why? Because in the excavation, the Chinese material, the Chinese things find out particular that region. Moving along the roads leading into the urban core, there is a relatively little archaeological evidence of the houses of ordinary people. Archaeologists have found fine Chinese proclaim in some areas, including in the northeastern corner of the urban core, and suggest that this area may be occupied by rich traders. They were the Muslims, their mosques, their graveyards. It was highly influenced by the distinctive features of the mandapa. कि जो कोर है कि जो बिल्डिंग्स की जो आर्किटेक्चर्स है, टेम्पल्स के मंडप और गोपुर से। Here I also clarify that in the excavation of the Vijayanagar, archaeologists find out so many buildings, so many royal buildings, walls, the canals, and such type of other things. But there is no evidences of the common people residence. Why? Because that is the common sense कि उनके घर ऐसे बने होंगे जिनके एविडेंस नहीं, वो रीड्स के बने होंगे, घास फूस से बने होंगे, जो आज नहीं है उत्खनन में वो चीजें नहीं भी, एक्सप्रेशन में वो चीजें फाइंड आउट नहीं होती। This is how the 16th century, the Portuguese traveler Barbosa described the houses of ordinary people, which have to survive the other house of the people are the taste, but the nonetheless well built and arranged according to occupations in a long streets with many open places. Field survey indicate that the central area was dotted with the numerous shrines and small temples. That is a very important thing. The expression, there are so many temples. The dotted areas where shrines and temple is available, which is their evidence is found in the excavation. The survey also indicate that wells, rainwater tanks, as well as temple tanks may have served as a source of water to the ordinary town. We have discussed about that the water management of where we have discussed that the canals, area canals, where we have also discussed about that the Vijayanagar Empire situated in the river bank of Tungabhadra. Tungabhadra and their water fulfill the needs of the royal palace as well as their irrigation requirement for their farming land. The Hiria Canal, that was a very famous canal which find out in the excavation. It was made by the pebbles, पत्थरों की पट्टिकाओं से कवर की गई थी, पानी वेस्ट न हो इसकी पूरी व्यवस्था की गई थी, and Kamalapuram tank was also available. It proved that they were very much aware of that the importance of the water. They collected water, rainwater, also in the royal palace and in the fortified areas. And the other things, next topic, that is the royal capital. Next topic is the royal capital. The royal capital. The royal center was located in the southwestern part of the settlements of the Vijayanagar. Royal center situated in the southwest. That was situated in the southwestern part of the fortified area in the inner core के साउथ पार्ट में रॉयल सेंटर के एविडेंस एक्सकवेटर्स को मिले. Although the designated as a royal center, it included over 60 temples. Clearly, how many temples? The 60 temples. 60 temples. Even only 30 buildings. Was or which is not related from any religious thing. Dear student, it is very strange matter that it is called the Royal Center. But in the excavation, more than 60 temple find out that area. Although the distinguished as a royal center, it included over 60 temples. Clearly, the patronage of the temples and cult was important for rulers who were trying to establish and legitimities for the divinities, their authority. Legitimate their authority through association with the divinity houses in the site. Why? Suppose one question arises in your mind that in the central area, in the royal capital, why the 60 temple has found? Because the king, they felt that without the help of God, without the prayer of God, they cannot be empowered. They always promote the religious sects and science and temple also in their center. So that's why such type of temples available in the the royal capitals. Only 30 buildings, which is not related from any religious, किसी भी धार्मिक संप्रदाय से संबंधित 30 बिल्डिंग्स ऐसे मिले जो किसी धर्म से संबंधित नहीं है, कॉमन है, रेजिडेंस के लिए बनाए गए होंगे ऐसा माना जा सकता है। लेकिन 60 बिल्डिंग्स ऐसी हैं जो बिल्डिंग्स सिर्फ रहने के, सिर्फ धार्मिक प्रयोजन के लिए बनाई गई। ऐसा क्यों बनाया गया था? क्योंकि उस समय के तत्कालीन राजा ऐसा विश्वास करते थे कि बिना भगवान की, बिना गॉड की सपोर्ट के उनका राज्य अधिक दिनों तक सस्टेन नहीं कर सकता, अधिक दिनों तक स्टेबल नहीं रह सकता। इसीलिए उन्होंने विभिन्न धर्मों और विभिन्न संप्रदायों के लोगों को और उनसे संबंधित मंदिरों को अपने इसराइल कैपिटल सेंटर में प्रमोट बनने के लिए छूट प्रदान की। दैट इज द इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट। अबाउट 30 buildings complex have been identified as a palace. These are relatively large structures that do not seem to have been associated with the any sect or any religion. It means clearly what I say that the 30 buildings which is not related from the religion or sect. That is the palaces. We can say that this palace, दिस शुड बी पैलेस, उस पैलेस होना चाहिए, ऐसा इतिहासकारों को विश्वास मत मानना है, क्योंकि वहां पे उनको वो सारे एविडेंस नहीं मिले जो उन धार्मिक बिल्डिंगों में मिलते। बिकॉज द रिचुअल फंक्शंस जो ऑर्गेनाइज होते हैं टेम्पल में, उनके लिए कुछ विशेष चीजें बनी होती है मंदिर में, वो चीजें उस बिल्डिंग्स में नहीं मिली, इसी आधार पर इतिहासकारों ने कहा कि ये अलग है। लेकिन उनकी संख्या कितनी है? टेम्पल से कम है, 30 है, ओनली 30 बिल्डिंग्स। वन डिफरेंस बिटवीन these structures and temples in that the latter were constructed entirely of masonry, while the superstructure of the secular buildings was made of the perishable materials. The superstructure building that was made by the perishable materials. ये वो बिल्डिंग्स हैं जिनमें किसी भी प्रकार की पेरिसेबल मटेरियल का इस्तेमाल नहीं, हर जगह इसमें रिलीजियस में पेरिसेबल मटेरियल का यूज किया। ऐसी बिल्डिंग्स जो उनसे अलग धार्मिक बिल्डिंग होती है, ये धर्मेतर भवनों से अलग है, डिफरेंट टाइप्स की। दैट इज द वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग्स। हियर टू टाइप्स ऑफ बिल्डिंग यू कैन easily understand, which found in the royal palace, that is the first temple, and second that is the palace. Temple, their number is in huge amount than the palaces. महलों की तुलना में मंदिरों के घर जाते हैं। इन्हीं में इन क्षेत्र रॉयल पैलेस, रॉयल सेंटर, रॉयल कैपिटल एरियाज, इसी एरिया दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट महानवमी टिप्पा। महानवमी टिप्पा, महानवमी टिप्पा इसी प्लेस महत्वपूर्ण बिल्डिंग थी जो उत्खनन में प्राप्त हुई। व्हाट इज द इंपॉर्टेंस ऑफ महानवमी डिब्बा? क्या इंपॉर्टेंस थी महानवमी डिब्बा की? इस क्षेत्र में कुछ विशिष्ट संरचना थी। उनके नामकरण भवनों के आकार के साथ साथ उनके कार्यों के आधार पर भी किया गया है। राजा का भवन नामक संरचना जो इनर कोर में जो सबसे विशाल है, परंतु इससे राजकीय आवास होने का कोई निश्चित एविडेंस नहीं है। इसके सबसे प्रतिभाशाली जो मंच है, जिन्हें सामान्यतः काउंसिल हॉल या सभा मंडप कहते हैं, मंच कहते हैं, इसे महानवमी डिब्बा कहा। इट मीन्स सम ऑफ द मोर distinctive structures in the area have been assigned name based on form of the form of have been assigned name based on the form of the buildings as well as their functions. The King's Palace is the largest of the enclosures but has not yielded definitive evidence of being a royal residence called the audience hall and the Mahanavami Dibba. The very vast structure which find in the central capital that is called audience hall or Mahanavami Dibba. Mahanavami Dibba or audience hall. Which type of their structures? Author explained that this structure is very different. The entire complex is surrounded by the high double walls with a street running between them. The audience hall is a high platform with slots for wooden pillars at close and the regular intervals. It had wooden pillars at close and regular intervals. It had a staircase going up the second floor, which reached wouldn't have left little free space, and thus it is not clear what the hall was used for. It means what is the use of audience hall? Now that time we have no clear evidence. We have no clear information. क्या होता था ऑडियंस हॉल का, इसके बारे में हमारे पास कोई सूचना नहीं। जो बड़ी संरचना थी, इन बड़ी संरचनाओं में जिसे राजकीय आवास या राजा का आवास कहा गया, इसमें जो सबसे प्रभावी था, जो सबसे पावरफुल दिखाई देता है, जो अच्छा दिखता है, दैट वाज द ऑडियंस हॉल एंड सेकेंड दैट वाज द महानवमी डिब्बा। ये पूरा क्षेत्र एक ऊंची दोहरी दीवारों से घिरा हुआ है, बीच में एक गली है और सभा मंडप एक ऊंचा मंच है जिसके पास तथा निश्चित दूरी पर लकड़ी के स्तंभों के लिए छेद बने हुए हैं। इससे दूसरी मंजिल जो इन स्तंभों पर टिकी हुई थी, पिलर्स पे टिकी हुई थी, तक जाने के लिए एक सीढ़ी बनी हुई है। स्तंभ के जो पिलर्स हैं एक दूसरे बहुत पास पास होने के कारण कम खुला स्थान बचता है, इसलिए स्पष्ट होता है यह मंडप किसी प्रयोजन के लिए बनाया होगा, किसी विशेष अकेजन के लिए बनाया गया होगा। शहर में सबसे ऊंचे स्थानों पर स्थित है महानवमी डिब्बा, एक विशाल मंच, एक बड़ा क्षेत्र। ये विशाल मंच, बड़ा क्षेत्र जिसको महानवमी डिब्बा कहा गया, ये लगभग 11,000 फुट, 11,000 वर्ग फुट की ऊंचाई है, 11,000 स्क्वायर फीट। इट मीन्स लोकेटेड on one of the highest point the city. The Mahanavami Dibba is a massive platform rising from a base of about 11,000 square feet to height of 40 feet. There is evidence that is supported a wooden structure. That base of the platform is covered with leaf carving. The ritual associated with the structures probably coincided with the Mahanavami, literally the great The great ninth day of the 10-day Hindu festival during the autumn month of September and October, known variously as Dasahara, Northern India, Durga Puja in Bengal, and Navratri or Mahanavami in the Peninsular India. The Vijayanagar king display their present power and suzerainty on the occasion. It means Mahanavami Dippa, that was the place where the the king they reflect their power. That is मेन थिंग्स. ये जो डिब्बा था, ये जो संरचना थी, ये क्यों बनाया गया? ये शहर के सबसे ऊंचे स्थानों में एक जगह स्थित था. इसे मानव डिब्बा या उसका विशाल जो मंच था, स्पेस था, वो काफी बड़े इलाके में 11,000 स्क्वायर फीट में, हाइट उसकी 40 फीट. एविडेंसेस जो इसकी प्रमाण है वो ये प्रूव करते हैं, जो ऐसे साक्ष्य है, इससे पता चलता है कि ये एक लकड़ी की संरचना बनी थी. मंच का जो बेस है, आधार है, काफी सारे उसमें स्कल्पचर्स उत्कीर्णन हो गए, सुंदर सुंदर पेंटिंग्स हो, नॉट पेंटिंग्स, स्कल्पचर्स, उत्कीर्ण आकृतियां बनी. इस संरचना से जुड़े जो रिचुअल प्रैक्टिसेस थे, संभवतः सितंबर अक्टूबर के महीनों में मनाया जाने वाला 10 दिन का त्योहार हिंदुओं का सबसे फेमस दशहरा पूजा, जिसे बंगाल में दुर्गा पूजा और पेनिनसुलर एरिया में रामनवमी के नाम से जाना जाता है. इस अवसर पर क्या किया जाता है? The ceremonies performed, the occasion included the worship of image, worship of the state horse, and the sacrifices of the buffaloes and other animals, dance, wrestling, matches, and processions of the caprison as a ritual presentations before the king and his guest by the chief Nayakas and subordinate king make the occasions. Mark the occasions. It means ये वो जगह थी जहाँ पे ये वो रिचुअल प्लेस थी. इस धार्मिक अनुष्ठान के अवसर इस मूर्ति की पूजा होती थी, आज के द्वारा स्थापित होती थी, और इस पूजा के अवसर बफेलोज और बहुत सारे जानवरों की बलि दी जाती थी. कुश्ती का आयोजन होता था, घोड़े और हाथियों के एक जगह से दूसरी जगह तक शोभा यात्राएं निकाली जाती थी. और ये सारा काम राजा के नायक करते थे. The Nayaks never perform all the rituals in front of the king. They prove their power. They show their strength on the front of the kings. That was the parade. That was just like a parade on the occasion of Durga Puja in front of Mahanavami. इतिहासकारों का ऐसा मत है कि ये जो बड़े नायक थे, जो नायकास थे, जो मिलिट्री जनरल्स थे, ये लोग अपने पावर को इसी दिन महानवमी डिब्बा रामनवमी के दिन ये लोग सेलिब्रेट करते रहे होंगे, आगे बढ़ाते. महानवमी डिब्बा एंड द रॉयल कैपिटल्स आर फूड. आज के लिए इतना ही. नेक्स्ट वीडियो में फिर बात करेंगे. नेक्स्ट टॉपिक द रॉयल सेंटर एंड अदर बिल्डिंग्स. Okay, goodbye and take care.